I always look at this with such thick green tinted glasses.
Big story, Steven Gerrard will not be the next Rangers manager. More candidates are now being interviewed as Rangers look for their next head coach. Craig is a Rangers fan in Livingston. Craig, what's your take on it all?
Alright guys, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Yep, so this is going to sound quite harsh straight away, but I don't think that this new Rangers board are ever going to be fit for purpose.
And what would you suggest happens then?
I would suggest that Rangers find a way of trying to get the owners out of the club, because in my honest opinion, they might be good businessmen, but I don't believe they're good football men, because you look at the hiring they've done so far. They brought in Kevin Fairwell. Now, he has managed to sign the worst manager in our history of our club. He has managed to spend £30 million but somehow make the team significantly worse. He also allowed us to sell our best striker for under £5 million, who scored 50 goals in 2 years. And our way of replacing that is by signing a man between £8 and £10 million who hasn't scored a single goal in over 2 years. He is also the reason, in my mind, why the Gerrard deal has not went through. They don't want to give Gerrard complete control. So they're choosing to back a man who has been an absolute failure so far at the club. Probably the worst person I've ever seen in that position so fast at Rangers. So if these owners think that Patrick Stewart and Kevin Fairwell are the right men to take this club forward, and have even rejected Gerrard because of circumstances to do with that, I don't think they're ever going to get it right. And if you look at the main man that's up for the appointment, Sean Dyche was the first one before he backed out, who's his pal, Kevin Fairwell for Everton. So there wasn't a lot that went into that. And then if you look at Danny Rowe, he's only managed one club. It's from the same division that they looked at Russell Martin from. And the guy also only has a 30% win rate.
The problem, Craig, the problem you have, what you've suggested is radical in the extreme. You want the 49ers Enterprises to give up control of Rangers when they only gained control a matter of months ago. When they gained control, it cost them almost £100 million to do so. They also got control because all of the old guard, all of the Dave Kings, the Alistair Johnsons, whoever, they had run their course. There was nothing left to give. So you cannot get rid of 49ers Enterprises unless there is someone or a consortium somewhere willing to stump up £100 million.
I think the easiest thing to do and the most sensible thing to do is to go and look at Derek McInnes or Stephen Robinson. I just think that the reason why I think that this is going to end terribly is the fact that the people that they're looking at seem very similar to the manager that have just let go, who's the worst in our history. It's like, I just don't understand from business owners why you would attempt to repeat the same mistake again. If that was me, I'd be thinking to myself, right, the next manager, I'm not going to get for down south. I'm not going to get for one of the lower leagues in England. It's not going to be another manager that's got about a 30% win rate to come into Rangers and expect them then to be this magical manager that goes and wins 60, 70%. It's just, I just think it's amateur hour. I think it's really amateur from these owners. And we all know the reason why this has went down. They want a head coach. They don't want a manager. Yeah. But I thought with how bad Kevin Fairwell has been, they would maybe say, do you know what? This guy should maybe already be removed. He's wasted £30 million. He's made the team look worse. And he just said that this is the best manager he's ever worked alongside, and he's lasted 4 months. That's the problem. Way out to the club, never mind bringing his son in.
That's the image problem they have now, because Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marathi moved Kevin Thelwell to one side and moved the CEO Patrick Stewart to one side and said, look, we'll take it from here. And now look